from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Hello and welcome to Unity News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of March 2023, and it's equivalent to 23rd of Shaban 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines: Governorship polls, INEC chairman NSA urge political parties to shun violence. Respect as banks, others accept old 500 naira, 1000 naira notes. Court jails ex-IMO commissioner for 3 years. And on the foreign in Biden mourns with mass shooting survivors, Titans, gun law. And in sports, Haaland hit 5 to ease Man City into Champions League quarters. And those were the headlines. And for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. With few days to the March 18 governorship and House of Assembly polls, political parties and their supporters have been urged to shun violence. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and the National Security Advisor, Major General Baba Gana Mungunu, gave the appeal on Tuesday during the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security at INEC headquarters, Abuja. Specifically, Yakubu implored political parties, candidates and their supporters to see the election as a context, not war, while thanking security agencies for the professionalism of their personnel and the largely peaceful conduct of the presidential election. He said INEC state offices have provided the police with the details for the governorship and state assembly elections, including locations of polling units and coalition centers. Outgoing British High Commissioner in Nigeria, Katrina Liang, has said though there were setbacks in the Saturday, February 25 presidential National Assembly elections, there were positive developments to take out of the polls. According to her, there is a remarkable difference between now and when Nigeria arrived in 2019. She noted that despite litigation straining the election, it was fascinating as it offered future assurances for democratic governance in the country. Speaking with journalists at the Senate wing of the National Assembly after courtesy visit on the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawal, in Abuja yesterday, the British envoy said despite contestations of the processes of the election by some political actors, the election portended bright future for the country. Earlier in his remarks, President of the Senate Ahmed Lawal, who commended the British envoy on her positive disposition to the country, however, thanks her to help in strengthening bilateral relations between Nigeria and Britain. No fewer than 12.9 million cyber attacks were recorded from within and outside the country during the just concluded presidential and National Assembly polls. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Pantami, who disclosed these in a statement by his media aide, Uwa Suleiman, yesterday said over 6.9 million attacks were recorded on election day alone. According to Pantami, the attacks were successfully blocked due to the sophisticated infrastructure underground by different agencies of government charged with the responsibility of protecting the nation's cyberspace, while commending President Muhammadu Buhari for providing the enabling environment for agencies of government to perform their assignments without let or hindrances. The minister said in the build-up to the presidential election, threat intelligence revealed an astronomical increase in cyber threats to Nigeria's cyberspace. Pantami also commended the Cybersecurity Center established under the ministry, including the National Information Technology NIDA's Computer Emergency Readiness and Response Team, CERRT, the Nigerian Communications Commission NCC's Computer Security Incident Response Team, CSIRT, and Galaxy Backbone, GBB's Security Operations Center, SOC, for a job well done. The widespread rejection of the old 500 naira and 1000 naira yesterday melted as banks and Nigerians began to accept the notes in compliance with the directive of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The CBN on Tuesday night had directed banks to comply with the Supreme Court ruling that the old notes remain legal tender alongside the redesigned notes till December 31st, 2023. Consequently, banks yesterday began to accept the old 500 naira and 1000 naira notes from customers without requesting for the CBN cash return reference code. Newsman survey also showed increasing acceptance of the old notes among Nigerians, while rejection persisted in some segments, especially among transporters. Former Imo Commissioner for Transport Las Okorafor Anyanwu was on Tuesday sentenced to a 3-year imprisonment. Anyanwu, who served during the administration of ex-governor Roches Okorocha, was sentenced after he was found guilty of the charges preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). The judge, K.A. Lewanya, while sentencing the ex-commissioner, said that the jail term will serve concurrently. The judge also said that the former commissioner was found guilty of diverting 180 million naira state funds into a private company account where he was a major stakeholder, sole signatory and double as Commissioner for Transport and the Chairman Interim Committee of the Imo State Transport Company ITC, among others. The judge, while sentencing him to prison, ordered that the looted sum of 180 million naira found in his account be forfeited to the State Transport Company. Representatives of over 100 civil society organizations, CSOs, have resumed their call for the sack of the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Abdul Rashid Bawa, over alleged politicization of commission, disobedience of court orders, and infringement of the human rights of some Nigerians. They spoke at a joint press conference held in Lagos, on Tuesday. The activists said they had opposed the confirmation of Bawa before his appointment over alleged corrupt practices, but till now, Bawa has not cleared himself of all the allegations against him. They also called on the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to immediately swing into action and thoroughly investigate the allegations. The Chairman, Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, Debo Adeniran, and the Executive Director, Center for Public Accountability, Olufemi Larson, said rather than act honorable and step aside in view of his status as a convicted official, Mr. Bawa has continued to act as if Nigerian laws are made differently for different Nigerians. Delta Speaker Honorable Sheriff Oborowore was attacked at the weekend, his Chief Press Secretary Dennis Otu has stated. Otu, in a statement on Tuesday, said Oborowore, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) governorship candidate, escaped an assassination attempt when his convoy was ambushed along the Warri-Sapele Highway on Sunday. He said the car which the speaker was driven in and security vehicles attached to the convoy were riddled with bullets in the incident that took place at about 9:05 p.m. Although no life was lost, Otu said one of the security men attached to the PDP governorship candidate sustained injuries. Data police image maker DSP Bright Tafe, who confirmed the attack, said investigations into the matter was ongoing. No fewer than 17 people have been killed in 2 separate fatal crashes that occurred in Bauchi on Tuesday, 13th of March. 17 others sustained varying degrees of injuries in the crashes that involved 35 people. The sector commander, Federal Road Safety Corps in Bauchi, Yusuf Abdullahi, who confirmed the crashes to newsmen on Tuesday, said the first crash occurred at Manaba village along Zaki Gamawa Road in Bauchi State, involving a Toyota Hummer bus which had 25 people in it, where 11 died and 13 injured. The FRSC boss said that the second crash, in which 6 died and 4 injured, occurred on Tuesday at about 10 kilometers from Yana town along Yana Gyade Road in Shira local government area. He said the fatal crash involved 2 commercial vehicles, a Volkswagen Golf and with registration number SHR 203AA, and a Volkswagen Sharon Bus, a political party vehicle with no registration number. And on the foreign scene, President Joe Biden mourned Tuesday with Asian American survivors of a mass shooting in a Los Angeles suburb and wielded his limited powers to tighten firearm controls while pressuring Congress to do something big. A somber president addressed the immigrant community in Monterey Park, praising their resilience and recalling the characteristics of each of the 11 people slaughtered in January during Lunar New Year celebrations. He recalled the strength of a loving matriarch, a karaoke singer, grandmother, and the 72-year-old manager and dance teacher at the Star Ballroom where the massacre occurred. Applause broke out when Biden heralded Brandon Tafe, the 26-year-old who wrestled the gun from the shooter before he could open at a second ballroom. Biden then urged Congress, where Republicans have pushed back for decades against stricter gun purchase law, to take responsibility and to clamp down on the on the hugely popular semi-automatic military-style rifle most often used in most shootings. And in sport, Erling Haaland equaled a Champions League record with a 5-goal haul to ease Manchester City into the quarterfinals at RB Leipzig's expense as a 7-0 win for the English Premier League, second an 8-1 aggregate victory on Tuesday. Haaland also set a new club record for goals in a season of 39 in the process as Pep Guardiola's men reached the last 8 for the 6th consecutive season. City are yet to go all the way in the Champions League, but they have never had a striker of Haaland's quality to make the difference in the latter stages before. At just 22, he now has 33 goals in 25 appearances in Europe's Premier League club competition. With this story, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. You can also watch us live on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.
Unity.